Hey, good morning. My name is Shannon Clarke. I'm an electrical engineer. Now, you may ask, as many others have asked, why am I so interested in software? And how do I even find time to actually get involved in it? Now, you see, a few months after graduating and getting my first job, I became very frustrated with the limited tools available to me to actually make the impact that I so desperately wanted to make. Fortunately, this frustration led to my discovery of software development, which in my opinion is a low-cost platform for creating highly scalable solutions that add value. Basically, many software development tools are free of cost, and their reach is almost immeasurable. However, my contention is that we are doing ourselves a disservice by focusing solely or primarily on numeracy and written literacy, and almost ignoring the lack of skills that we currently have in digital literacy and programming literacy to create the solutions that we so desperately need, especially in these recessionary times. So when I talk about software, exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, software is a body of processes that act as a language to tell computers what to do and how to do it. We see examples of software all throughout our everyday lives, in our tablets, in our mobile phones, in our computers, our cars, our wristwatches. But what's really interesting is that while we understand that, very few of us actually know how software is made. What you see here is a very simple model of the typical software development process. But in actual fact, it's a bit more complicated than that. See, software is actually created via a cycle of creation, review, and feedback for another level of creation. And while this requires the input of several stakeholders, the impact is very important. So it's not a one-time process, it's a continual process. Software is never actually finished. So with that level of influence that it currently has in the world, and how integral it is to our lives, surely it must be very difficult to learn, right? And the answer is yes. However, now more so than ever before, there are various online resources to help take you from novice, or very much a beginner, to expert in almost any programming language and coding language. And for many, these resources have actually acted as tools for drastic career shifts. But for those who've actually made those career shifts, what's it like as a job? As you might guess, it's a very dynamic job. There are always new challenges, and you're never going to get bored. But let's not mix matters. You're going to make a lot of money. Comparatively, this is actually double the annual salary of a mid-level local engineer. So, with that amount of money and that amount of responsibility, surely you must figure that it's a difficult job, right? Well, it's going to require a bit more skill sets than Tom the Cat here has. But that's really what trips up people. Most of us get too caught up in the theory, and we get distracted from what's really important, getting things done, actually creating solutions. And that then leads us to the next typical question that I often hear. Can we do it? Can Barbadians do it? And the answer has changed, but it really is yes. Now in times past, you would have required to know complicated development environments like Java, which have a steep learning curve in order to create worthwhile software. But nowadays, modern web technologies have really been created using much simpler languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which almost all software developers know. And the barrier to entry is very low. You only need a web browser and a simple text editor like Notepad. But to really answer that question, can I do it? You need to first understand that programming is not just about code. It's actually about creating solutions that have value. Sure, you're going to spend a lot of time looking for hours and days, looking at screens like this, filled with a plethora of algorithms and Greek code and such. But what's really important is creating a solution. And what we need to do is really look at what's available to us, these tools, these programming tools, the code, in order to create solutions that are fit for our environment. But there's a problem in that. In this highly connected world, where we have embedded smart technology at our fingertips, tablets, etc., and we also have social networks which connect us at the speed of light, there's a misconception that all the solutions are already available to us, and we only need to find one that we can use. But that's a bit of a band-aid, isn't it? While we're connected to the world, I ask you, when we have 3G, we have 4G, and coming we have fiber to the home, are we really connected? Do we really understand what we need to do in order to solve our own issues, our own problems? Can we utilize our indigenous skills in order to not only utilize technology from overseas and throughout the world, but also create solutions for our specific issues that are unique to our environment in areas such as education, health, and transportation? So look around you, look around at your environment. I've created CleverGrocer, and that awarded me the National Innovation Award. But what can you create? I urge you, while you listen to the other speakers who will give you examples of how to create impact and to make a change, consider picking up code, picking up the language that runs our world in order to not only create a solution, but to scale a solution, not only for yourselves, but for those around you, throughout the region, and indeed, solutions that can be applicable to the world, so that we can determine our future, so that indeed we can decode our future. Thank you.